What's up, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. We are 2 weeks into our 21-week journey of becoming an Ironman. So with that being said, I figured, hey, the only way for you or even me to look back at these YouTube videos is to share all the trials and tribulations and all the wins and everything, and just take you guys on the whole journey. So that's what we're doing every week. Today, just gonna take you through a normal day of training right now. So with that being said, welcome to the journey. And week 2, I'm gonna throw this back and we're gonna get after it. So let's do it. Actually, I have a question. Is drinking hot coffee on a hot day weird? Because I'm drinking hot coffee and it's hot outside right now, and I'm wondering if that's like kinda, is that psycho? But normally I'm rocking cold brew. Let me know if that's kind of weird. Do you guys ever drink hot coffee on a hot day? All right, so we just finished up that bike ride. I want to give you guys just a baseline of where I'm at. So on the bike, if you guys don't know, watts FTP test is basically how much power you can put into the pedals, and it gives you a good idea of how long you can hold a certain power, which means a certain speed on the bike. Anyways, simplify it. Basically, it's your bike fitness, like how good you are on the bike. And mine, it was, I took an FTP test. It was 91 degrees, no fan. So I don't think it was ideal, but I got 240 watts. Is that good for those that don't know? Well, I would say probably not too good, but hey, I'm just taking you guys through everything and just being upfront and honest with what it is. Do I need to improve it? I would like to, yeah, for sure. It's not the best, I should say. So at least we got a starting point, and I'll be kind of testing myself throughout this prep to show you guys like my fitness building. But I was like super humbled. I thought, all the running I've been doing was going to translate to the bike, but it just goes to show you that like, when you see people that do an array of sports, it's really tough to get really good at one sport if you're constantly spreading yourself across multiple. And that seems obvious, but I got humbled. I thought I would be a little fitter on the bike, but it doesn't translate as much as I would thought. I would say aerobically, I'm feel comfortable on the bike, but not with like pure power. So what am I going to do to try and improve that? Obviously, like just hit more bike workouts, hit more volume on the bike, hit more strength training for the legs, a little more heavier weight than focusing on hypertrophy. So those are like the two things that I took away from it that I'm going to just keep redefining and working on. Now, another update, you guys probably haven't seen me run really since my sub 3. It's because I did a 40-mile week shortly after my sub 3 marathon. Why? Well, I just thought I could, and I enjoy running. And what happened? Well, I started getting knee pain, then the knee pain went away. I was like, all good, let's keep hammering. Hammered some more, turned into hip pain, and it was getting pretty bad. And so I actually stopped running for just a period of time, but I'm still able to build fitness through biking and swimming, which is cross training. So that's the cool part of Ironman training. You get like a variety of things, and you can still build fitness because it's not just running every single day. It's like, oh, you can build fitness in the pool. You can build fitness swimming, obviously build fitness weight training. So I've been enjoying the cross training. It's keeping me sane, especially because of that. I do feel a lot better in my hip. And I just want to share an important message that like, hey, if you do feel something happening, which old me would have pushed through no matter how painful it was, just because, I don't know, I just would amount of ego or just like feeling like I had to, but now like I understand like the importance of backing off an injury that is popping up. So with that being said, we're gonna get into our next workout. So that's the update from the first session and basically what is going on. All right, so we are at the pool and I am going to swim. Still need to work on my swimming, and you know, I heard David Goggins say this once, and he said he was afraid of the water. So the only way you get better at not being afraid of the water and getting better at swimming is to live in the water. So at this point, the more swimming I do, the better I'm gonna get, the more comfortable I'll be. But at the same time, I'm not comfortable right now, so you gotta do it more to get comfortable. So the message is, do things that are uncomfortable so then eventually they become comfortable, if that makes sense. Basic math. But I got goggles for outside. They're tinted, like sunglasses. And I have a clear pair for inside. We'll see if we're swimming outside or inside today, but yeah, both just in case. We're gonna hit the swim workout. I'll share with you guys after what that was, but let's get into it. Just wrapped up the 2,500 meter swim. It's just like riding a bike swimming now that I think about it. But now that I got a few under my belt, I'm feeling a little more confident. Not 1,000%, 100% I should say confident in right now being able to swim 2.4 miles. But hey, we're one step closer. The saying is you eat an elephant one bite at a time. And that's what we're doing with the swimming portion. So yeah, solid swim. Took me about 50 minutes to do, so what, like an hour and 50 minutes of training so far. Check out the immaculate training conditions right now. 100 degrees. A lot of people probably wouldn't want to train in that, but to me it makes me excited because I feel like I'm building better fitness in the heat. It could be completely wrong, but placebo's everything. I feel like it makes me tougher if I can get through some hard workouts in the heat, so that's just why I like it. Probably placebo, but hey, you gotta get what you can take. So we just got back from the swim, sipping on a protein coffee, had an apple to recover. So carbs and protein. I figured I show you guys a lot of times what I eat, but just want to show you like the simple supplements that I use. Not many, but it's what I found actually helped my training. First off, like what I said, protein is gonna help you recover. It's good for body composition and overall performance. You know, when you train, you have micro tears in your muscle. How are you going to repair that muscle if you don't have protein coming in? So I take a protein supplement with obviously eating a lot of protein from whole foods, which most of your diet should be. Next is going to be essential amino acids. I like to just sip on those with my G1M Sport, which is a carb powder. I feel like it helps me recover in terms of like going into my next session, because Ironman, you're normally hitting 2 sessions a day or very long sessions 1 time a day. So it just helps me feel more recovered. Next is a Go Gel. I use these for my running and not my bike. That is another carb source. Electrolytes to hold in the water that you're drinking and stay hydrated, which is very important, especially like you see how much I've been sweating. Creatine for weight training and also just enhanced recovery. So pretty much everything is fuel or recovery, which helps performance. So I just want to show you guys that. You guys can use code French if you want, but that is the supplements that I've been taking for, man, probably 5 years. All right, so weight training done, the triple day done. Again, this happens like maybe 2 times a week. And at the worst, 3 times a week. I don't like doing, these long training days because I do feel it the next day. But again, I just get up and do what I have to do anyways. So regardless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't affect me. I just do it. But it makes me a little tired. I'm gonna be real with you. But I do want to say one thing that I think about when I'm training. And I was on the bike today and it sparked some thoughts about people not quite understanding what it takes. Like some people, you'll see comments on other people's posts or in real life if you're doing something that they're not. Say you're working out hard, you're watching your diet, you're doing really good, you're dialed in. Someone is probably gonna make a remark and say, oh, what are you doing all that for? Live a little or whatever. That is fine. They can be entitled to their own opinion and what they say. Because I've gotten that so many times. But you will never be criticized by somebody who has gone through what you have or is doing more than you. You only get criticized by people doing less that want you to come down to their level. So I just want you guys to think about that, whether it's in your job or your training or in your personal life. You're always going to have people's opinions that you have to navigate and just sort your way through. But my best kind of recommendation for doing so is humans are humans. They're going to have opinions. I just like to let them talk and just do my own thing. It brings me to my last point, which is you are exactly where you are because of what you've done. You sitting right there, look down. Are you happy with yourself? Look in the mirror. Are you happy with yourself? If the answer is no, that's on you. Straight up. It is. And trust me, I've had those hard conversations with myself, but because I had those hard conversations with myself, that's why I am the way I am. That's why I created the person I strive to be. And that's why I continue to do that. Yes, here and there, I'll make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm not claiming to be perfect, but the moment you take ownership for who you are is the moment you start living to be free, right? Because so many people are victim to their emotions, victims to what other people tell them, and they just create this narrative and they feel sorry for themselves, and then they give up because it's hard and they think that they're not capable, so then they'll bring somebody else down to be on their level. You got to get out of that shit, or you got to get away from that. If you are that person, you have to understand that this shit is hard. I never said anything I did was easy. Everything I've done to get a house, a home gym, literally all the physical achievements I have done, it's because of the unseen work. And I know it's easy to place a label, see somebody with something that you don't have that you want, but it is a very bad mindset to have that you think that they're privileged. And maybe they are, but if they are, it doesn't mean in the long term it's gonna work out for them. Normally privileged people spend their money on things that don't matter and they don't know what it took to get there, so they don't hold the values that it takes to keep up with that lifestyle or status or whatever you want to put a place on it. But my whole mission and story to tell you in this video is what you are going through to where you want to get is going to be hard. It's going to be hard. Nobody cares how bad it sucks for you. Really, nobody cares. The only person that cares about your goals as much as you do is you. But at the same time, the only person that is getting in the way between you getting to where you want to be is you. That voice you tell yourself, those things that you believe, it's you. You're your biggest enemy. I am my biggest enemy. Not trolls on social media, not somebody that makes a smart comment. No, that's nothing. Yes, it can get him whatever, you can let it get in your head, but in reality, it's the voice that you and the story you tell yourself to be true. My message is do not create a narrative for yourself that is weak. Be strong. And I'm not saying pound your chest and look in the mirror and say you're the strong person if you haven't done anything to prove it. But if you have proof, you have that reinforced identity that you can do hard shit, and you do hard shit. And if you don't, go start doing hard shit. So you learn the process. So you learn what it is to overcome. So you learn how to improve. So you learn how to face adversity when your back's against the wall and nobody's rooting for you and it's quiet outside, it's dark and it's just you. and you overcome it. And you still show up when nobody's watching, and you still eat healthy when everybody else is going out, and you still find the time to get what's needed and don't push things off. That is how you get to where you want to be. It is not what you see on social media, these 30-minute abs. No, that shit doesn't work. Let's be real. It's for them. They want to sell you a program. Or it's, get rich in 2 weeks. Like, shut the hell up. That doesn't work. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. If it was so easy to do all these hard things back to back to back that you see me do, everybody would do it. But I'm being dead honest with you. This shit is hard for me. It takes every part of me to do what I do. Why I share my messages, because I genuinely want you guys to understand that do not be a victim to your own voice. Overcome that shit and stand up for who you are. And that if you don't stack proof for who you say you are, you're not going to be happy. Let's be honest. When are you the most happiest? It's when you're dialed in. I know I am. You're the most saddest and most like victim feeling, just kind of ass getting kicked by the world when you aren't in the driver's seat and you're not doing what you say you want to do. That sucks. That feeling sucks. So my message is go all in. Do whatever you want. Go chase your goals. And understand that shit is going to be hard, but what kind of life do you want to live? Do you want to go tell everybody that it was easy? Like, what kind of story is that? And you're not going to have, let's be real. Again, if it's hard, there's a reason it's hard. It's because not many people are doing it. And at the end of your life, you want to tell crazy stories like that shit that you had to overcome, not, oh, I woke up and I did a 2-week program and I have $20 million. Or I did a 6-minute ab video and now I ran 200 miles and I Ironman. Like, that shit doesn't exist. If you want, I'm giving you the no bullshit way. It's gonna suck, it's gonna be hard, and it's gonna take every ounce of you to do what you want if it's truly worth it to you. But you will make it happen if that's who you want to be. And that's all I'm gonna say. Thank you for watching the YouTube video. I got a little fired up, but I genuinely want to give you guys the most value. So with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one.